Hey team, I'm Maddie. Welcome to OK Roll, and this time we are playing a game of Pride and Extreme Prejudice, which is another one-page RPG written by Grant Howitt. So let's go around and meet our players. We'll start here.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. Today I'll be playing Estelle Livingston.
Hello, my name is Pallas, and I am playing Seraphina Alistair.
Hello, I'm Jeanette, and I am playing Lavinia Vinnie Belcher.
And I'm Alison, last name mysterious, and I'm playing Josephine Belcher.
Excellent. So the premise of this game, if you've never heard of it, is that Regency ladies of, marriageable age, not only do they have to worry about finding a spouse and a husband, they also have to control Britain's giant fighting robots to defend the homeland. And so that's what we're playing. The rules are very simple. We just roll a d10 for everything, where you have a 1 to 2 is a sizable failure. If we get a failure, that means we're going to mark 2 on a 1 to 2. And the marks we put on our problems that I have posted behind me. We have mech problems and we have social problems. And when we get 3 marks next to a problem, then that thing that's written down occurs. So if we get 3 marks on a weapons jam, then your weapons jam, or the next time in the story where that's relevant, the weapons jam. If we get 3 marks on public embarrassment, then that happens. So that's with that. If you roll a 3 to a 5, that's a standard failure, so only mark 1. So the thing you tried to do does not happen, and we have to mark 1 thing on one of these lists. If you roll a 7 through a 9, it's a success, but you have to mark 1 failure. So the thing you wanted to happen happens, but something goes up. And on a 10, which is a 0 on our d10s, that's a full success. So the thing you wanted to happen happens, and no marks or anything like that. So that's exciting. So I'll be twisting and marking stuff all around. Dynamic. Got to work my core today. It's going to be so good. Yeah. And then the only other thing we've changed from this, from the game as written, is the game comes with pre-generated characters, and we got a little more creative with that. And I think that's all. Oh, the last thing is relationships. So if you choose to engage with a romantic relationship, you can keep track of who they are. I don't make choices for you. We can be romancing all kinds of people on your little sheets in front of you. And when you have a positive interaction with that person, you sort of get a point in that, and you sort of need 3 points, right? Is good. That is sort of like, oh, okay, now we're involved. You get to, when you have a relationship that hits 3, you roll with advantage on all actions, which is pretty great. But such strong feelings are doubtlessly going to lead to problems. So that could be fun. So I'm going to leave that to you guys to keep track of, but I will let you know if you get to move a relationship tracker up or down. Okay. I think that's all the background information we need. Let's roll. Okay, roll. Yeah, roll. So we are going to start, and it's winter time. So this is a little before our story really gets going. And we see ourselves in a beautiful study. That's the wood panelings, a big sturdy oak desk. There's a roaring fire that pops and crackles, and you can see snow falling on the English countryside out of the bay window behind the desk. There's a faint scent of pine from Christmas garlands that are just starting to turn brittle and brown. And in this room, we see Lord Belcher, this large, stately man. His hair is still brown, but his beard's starting to go a little gray. He's wearing, as always, a fine suit. This is after dinner in the evening, so in his still like white tie attire. There's Lady Belcher. She's beautiful and delicate, a very thin woman. You're one of the women that you're a little afraid a strong burst of wind could like knock over. But she's there, and we also see two younger men in their early 20s. One with brown hair, one with blonde. One is in a suit. The older brother's in a suit, even nicer than his father's. And then the other is in his crimson army uniform. This is William and James, Lord and Lady Belcher's sons. And the other person in the room is Lavinia. So would you go ahead and describe your character?
Yes, Lavinia is Lord Belcher's sister, unmarried sister at the age of 35. Which other people might find to be scandalous, but Vinny, as she is called by friends, doesn't care. She has led a full life piloting a mech, and she has feelings that she has kept to herself for a long time, for someone she considers a very dear friend, but she's past the point of people trying to force her into making a good match, and she is very pleased about that.
Excellent. Yes. You're here with your brother, your sister-in-law, your two nephews. Notably absent from the room is your niece, Josephine, because that is in fact who you are here to discuss.
I just imagine for just a second for some ambiance you hear this.
And this is an argument you have all had before, and your brother says, "Listen, it's time. She's old enough. She's old enough to be a pilot this year. She's 15. There's really no use putting it off any longer. We need to." She's our daughter. She has a responsibility to the family to be a pilot. This is our pilot. It's time. And then Lady Belcher chimes in, and it's just, I want to keep her away from that thing for as long as possible. She doesn't even have to be a pilot. Your sister's a pilot. Our daughter doesn't need to do it. William pours himself a scotch and is fully sitting on the bay window, not paying attention. And James comes up and he puts his hand on his mother's back and says, "Mother, there's no use trying to keep her from it. She loves the Mac. She's drawn to it. We've never been able to keep her away from it. And now, Aunt Vinny is here, and I'm in the army. I can keep an eye on her too. We'll watch out for her." And that's sort of the conversation that's going. We're discussing the Josephine problem. Is there anything? Is there any
problem like Josephine?
Is there anything Vinny wants to chime in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, dear brother, dear sister, she's your only daughter. But this is our legacy. I've served this family well, and I know Josephine will too. If you just give her the chance to explore what she wants, maybe she'll get bored with it in a year. Maybe she'll be here in 20. We don't know. She's her own woman.
Woman, she's hardly out of the nursery. My baby. Oh no. And that thing, I don't understand. She's so drawn to it, and it just, I know, I don't want her becoming strange. And, where do you think Josephine is while this is happening?
question. Where are the mechs kept?
So there's your house, and then there is about a mile away. There is where the mech is, where it's housed, and then there's also it's called a barracks, but it's where the female pilots and their chaperone / the ma'am lives. Okay. And so that's on your family's property, but it's about a mile away from the house.
Got it. So Josephine is in the mansion, and she's actually in maybe like a wing or hallway that's not very well lit. And there is a window, and she's staring off into the direction of the barracks. That's what everybody that might be walking by sees. But she's standing very still. What she sees is she is very tiny, and there's this huge mech looming over her, glowing, and she's reaching her hand out to touch the dark eldritch engines.
God.
And this being in your mind, what do you call the eldritch engine? Is it a being? Is it it? She?
It's hello, my dark friend.
And your dark friend answers you not in words, never in words, but in darkness and shadow and the unkindness of crows. And you suddenly flash back. We're gonna do a little flashback. Sorry, you guys, this is great. I'm throwing you a curveball to start with, and I love it. And you are 5 years old, and it's a beautiful spring day. Your brothers are home from school, and you're out on a picnic with your nanny, out on the lawn in your parents' property. And there's that vibrant, fragrant grass of spring. And the boys run off, and you hear a splash. And Nanny says to you, "Oh, stay right here. I'll be right back." And she goes after the boys. And as you're sitting there, a raven lands next to you. And this raven is jet black. It has black feathers, black feet, a black beak, black empty eyes. And it goes to alight on your shoulder.
Hello, Raven. You're pretty.
It nuzzles your cheek. It nuzzles your cheek, and then it takes off and flies a little bit in front of you, and lands on a tree and caws at you.
Where are you going?
And in this manner, it leads you over a mile to the barracks. You know this place. It's this large wood and stone building. You've been here with your brothers. And in fact, the last time you were here, was just a few months ago, and there was a huge crowd from the village. There was a parade. People from the village had come, they made flags, there was waving and cheering, as your family's mech, along with several other mechs, was leaving to be shipped off to Portugal to fight against Napoleon and the French forces there. And this was all very exciting. Someone gave you an ice cream. Right?
I love this place, dark friend. There's ice cream here.
Yeah. But today it feels very dull and heavy. And inside the building you see your family's mech already back. Right? I was only gone for a few weeks. And it's spotted with dirt and soot, and it's standing at an odd angle, supported by ropes. And right in its heart is ripped and torn metal and a gaping hole. And you blink, and that's not what you see. Now you see black ichor oozing out of it, and you blink again, and it looks the same. And you sort of experience this world as these two worlds being true at the same time. It's silent. It's screaming so loud you cover your ears. It's a warm summer's day. You've never been this cold in your life. You're alone. the dark friend is everywhere. And you feel some of that black ichor that you know no one else can see run up your little 5-year-old arm, and it's asking for something.
Do you need a band-aid? I have lots of them. I get injured a lot.
And you feel in the sound of wind rushing by your ears, and you hear a cannonball fire and screams and someone calling for a medic.
Well, I'll help you. I'm gonna crawl up the mech to the gaping hole with my little 5-year-old body.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take the guess I would have bandages instead of necessarily a band-aid, but I have a gauze of bandages. I fall down all the time. I get injured so much. Here, let me help you. And I wrap around. Start bandaging the neck.
I love this. I love that.
You have a big bobo.
Yeah. You, as you're doing that, suddenly you feel like you got hit in the chest, right? It doesn't hurt, but it's that sense of the wind getting knocked out of you, right? It's the wind getting knocked out of you, but it's the wind getting pulled out of you, right? And there's you feel it, and I don't think you had words for it then, and I don't know if you have words for it now, but it was part of your breath went in to that eldritch being, and part of its breath came into you. And as this is happening, as you're trying to get your breath back and you're wrapping the bandages, you see that the black ichor that you see every other flash slows and starts to flow back in. So now you're here standing under this window with the shadow of your dark friend over you. And I think you hear off in the distance that sound of that raven cawing. Yeah.
Is anything happening physically with her eyes or anything when this happens? Can we see?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think for this,
is your eyes go purple or something?
yeah, I think this is low key, so not yet, but you might see a glint.
Okay.
A glint in that. Was that there, or was that just a trick of the light?
Yeah. Or the shadow across your face doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you stopped and thought about the lighting.
And maybe you see some of that black ichor along the arm, and then it kind of disappears back up to the sleeve, and you're like,
yeah.
Again, candle.
And I think you hear your name be called from your father's study.
I answer the dark friend first and say, I know, they're just worried, but I'll be there soon. And I maybe keep talking to the dark friend instead of hearing my dad.
Okay, so down in the study, your father's calling for you. Joseph, Vinny, will you go get her?
Sure.
Yeah.
If it's all right that a strange person go after my niece. It's directed at my sister-in-law, who just said she didn't want her to be strange, because heaven forbid someone serves the family in this way.
Oh, Vinny, you're not... It'd be one thing if she would be the gunner, but it won't let her. And kind of in the pilot lore, tons of women in this world are pilots. And some are tied to these eldritch entities that power them. and some get a little strange behind the eyes, and anyway, that's the she didn't mean to insult you. That was not her intent. She's worried about the strange power that seems to envelop her daughter. But
I'll go check on her.
thank you.
You'll find Josephine, and she's still like, no, I know they're my family. They love me. I know they've kept me away for a long time, and I know you've told me that you would let me outside and see the world. And I don't know, it's fine. I think it's going to be okay. No, I think they will. It's going to. We'll have so much fun together. So many adventures.
Josephine. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, sorry, no. Just mind wanders. You find me almost. Let me catch my breath. My weak constitution.
Josephine, if you want to join the crew, you need to show your mother that you're strong.
Yes, I just need to catch my breath. Let me get out my handkerchief and dab my forehead. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sorry. Am I needed now?
Your father's been calling.
Oh, silly me. I've just been looking at the wonderful view. And it's not probably actually a great view. It's just
Roof.
yeah, it's just wood. And it's also maybe dark, so you can't really see anything. And we're like, anyways, off to the meeting. Let's go.
Vinny takes a moment to herself and says, okay, maybe she is a little strange.
Yeah. So you get back to the room, and your father, the very imposing British father, right, is there, and he's like, Josephine, your mother and I, and she gives him a look, right? She gives him a look. Uh-huh. Your mother and I have decided that you will join the pilots.
Oh, Father, thank you! And I run and I hug him with my frail little arm. And then I also rush to my mother, but I know she is as delicate as I. Yeah. So I kind of have a gentle enveloping. Oh, thank you, Mother. Thank you so much.
You must promise me that you'll be careful.
Of course.
And you'll listen to Vinny.
Yes.
And you'll do whatever Margaret tells you.
Yes, of course.
And if you get in trouble, mm-hmm. you'll call for James.
Of course. Why would I not call for James?
In the back, William is in the back, and he's shot down a thing of scotch, and is like, "Can we go?"
Oh, William, you and your drinks.
Matters of women, and
I love you too, William.
Yes. James looks at you and says, well, you won't need to move in for another few weeks, but Father, if we're done here, Vinny, why don't we walk Josephine down to the barracks? We can say hello to Margaret, let her know. And Margaret is the ma'am, so she is, in this world, that means she actually holds a special commission with the army and acts as your CO and chaperone for the pilots, right? Because you're unmarried, you couldn't possibly be alone with a man. Sure. And she lives at the barracks as well. And so they're gonna walk you that way. So we're gonna put a pin in that. And Estelle, I'll ask you, did you go home to your family for Christmas, or do you think you stayed here?
I think I stayed.
You think you stayed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And listen, camera, that was a real question. I'm just very prepared. You'll see why. Okay. And so as you walk, James remembers and grabs a letter that came to the house, and you all take a nice evening stroll and get to the barracks, where we're going to kind of switch perspectives here for a second. Tiffany, would you go ahead and describe Estelle and maybe where you are in the barracks?
Estelle is 22 years old, fiercely independent. She's very annoyed that she has to find a partner, but apparently she's well sought after. But she wants to rise the ranks of the gunner and army. So she's trying to be the best of the best, and nothing can get in her way, especially single men. Oh.
That's just Estelle's tagline. Single men.
Single men. Right. Parentheses derogatory.
And my family is very upset that I do not want to do that because I am the only daughter. So it's important that I find someone, but I really don't care about it. Right now I think I've just taken off my gear. I'm getting settled into my bunk almost. I'm just like brushing teeth, just trying to groom myself for the night.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, and I have a nice glass of wine.
Lovely. Yeah, the
fuzzy robe.
Lord Belcher keeps the cellar at the barracks pretty well stocked for you all. Especially since Vinny's there, he can't let his sister have bad wine. So you guys have a few extra perks that not all pilots do. Okay, so you hear the front door open. And you do know that Margaret's here. Last time you saw her, she was down in the sitting room. So the barracks, they have like a sitting room where you can receive guests, and then you would go upstairs to like other rooms. And there's a kitchen, and there's a small staff that like prepares y'all's meals and things like that. We are gentlewomen, all, right? You don't have to know how to cook. That's just shoot giant eldritch weapons.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Let's not be ridiculous. So I think you all walk in, maybe you come down the stairs, and we see the only other person who's here that we haven't seen yet is Margaret, and she's in that sitting room. Her long brown hair is kind of braided. She's in her like late 30s. You don't know how old she is. She's old, right? She's spinster age. Right. She's probably like 38, right? The most striking thing about her, she's in like a quilted house coat, and as her hair is braided for the evening. The most striking thing about her is that her right arm, from just above the elbow down, is a prosthetic clockwork hand, and it's she doesn't polish it, so it's kind of like covered in like black oil, right? But oh man, does it look cool, right? like you might think Margaret's old, but I think maybe you also think she's a bit of a badass.
Oh, totally,
right?
Totally.
And as everybody walks in, James sees you and says, yes, Estelle, a letter came to the house for you.
Not again.
And this is the letter. If you would read it aloud for us.
Okay. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Dear Miss Livingston, I hope this letter finds you well. I had hoped to speak with you in person as I spent Christmas Day with your parents and was surprised by your absence. There is a matter I feel deserving of your attention, though your father disagrees with me. You should know that I am corresponding with you without his knowledge. You should know of your brother's debts. Substantial seems the most apt word. It seems he is an avid, if incompetent, gambler. Your father drained your family's accounts, paying them off the first time, and borrowed against the business the second. The house is heavily mortgaged, and much of the staff has been relieved. To speak frankly of my own matters, I am in no position to buy out your father's partnership in our business, and even if I could, that would leave your family without income and only worsen their financial concerns in the long run. I know your mother has spoken with you extensively regarding you securing a good match, and if I can add any force to her pleas, I implore you to hear it now. I fear the only thing to save your family from utter ruin is the security of a son-in-law. I apologize for speaking to you of such matters at all, but alone as crassly as I do here, I assure you it is only out of my deep regard for your father and general lack of talent with the written word. Finally, I will not stoop so low as to ask you to conceal this correspondence from your father, though I believe were he to know I wrote to you about this matter, it would irrevocably sully our relationship. I resign myself to that sacrifice if it saves him from ruin wrought by your father. Regretfully yours, Jacob Finley. You guys hear that?
Well, I was going to say, Tiffany reads that out loud for us, but Estelle's...
Yeah, that's you can decide if Estelle kept that to herself.
Yeah, I'll read it out loud.
Okay. Okay.
I need to sit down. This is so much excitement. I can't believe it. Oh my.
This is James comes up to you. Is like, Josephine. All right, have a little wine, dear.
Oh, I can have wine.
Pilots, don't tell Mother.
Oh my.
He gets you just a little wine, and when you're not looking, he waters it down.
Hey, can you get me another glass too?
Yeah, he hands you the bottle.
Oh,
right,
thank you.
he knows.
Right.
Actually, I think he takes a big chug and then hands you the bottle.
Okay. Thanks.
No.
So there's that.
So, James says to you, well, perhaps you'll have perhaps I've lost my dancing partner for the season then.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm sure you're so shooken up.
Darling, I'm devastated.
Oh, your banter.
I think Margaret comes up to you and sort of puts a hand on your shoulder and says, like, you know, dear, your father's debts or your brother's debts are not your responsibility.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Well, then will you top off my glass?
Here you go.
Okay. Wine all around. And then Margaret looks over at Vinny and is like, oh, Vinny, it seems you're the only one without a glass in hand. Would you care to join us?
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yes. Are you staying here tonight or going back to the house?
I think aunt and niece should stay here together for the first time.
Wonderful.
I need to sit down.
James is just like rubbing his temple. He's like, I don't.
What fun? Well, Josephine sets her glass down for just a second, and then she grabs Lavinia's hand, and she grabs Margaret's hand. She goes, Estelle, you too. I don't have a third hand, although I'm working on it.
And she'll take a swig of her wine and put it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like we're all here together. Is this all of our party, or?
Well, as you know, Sarah got married last season, and so our new... I should have come up with a very different name than Sarah. Let's try that again. As you know, Jenny left us last season. She married that lovely reverend. And so our fourth will report.
Wait, the reverend with the weird mustache?
The one with the weird mustache,
Oh,
I know.
God.
Ugh, and the bad breath.
Sorry.
But so our fourth will report in the spring. And... Fast forward.
I wanted to do one silly thing as Josephine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
one silly thing as Josephine. Oh, what fun! And I do this, and I make it so that Margaret and Lavinia's hands at least graze for half a second as I'm just celebrating and throwing the hands up in the air. That's all I want to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just
matchmaker.
Vinny, roll me your D10.
Oh. Okay.
give that moment in time, frozen moment in time.
Three. Okay, so we're not. This isn't a problem. I wanted to roll to see if you noticed something, right?
Oh, okay.
And you did not. So that was a 3. So you know what? We will go ahead. Because I want to. We're gonna mark a social problem.
Oh, okay.
I will let you pick which one we want to mark on. A boring man makes his feelings known. A gentleman's dark secret is revealed.
Ooh.
Late for a party.
Uh-huh.
Public embarrassment. Whispers from beyond the stars.
Oh.
Your outfit is deemed unfashionable.
Uh-huh.
Your womanly disposition causes problems.
Oh.
And you find yourself unchaperoned.
So many good ones. I want on a dark secret.
Dark
Mark.
secret.
Okay. If Margaret's the chaperone, but you're...
I don't want to be on chaperone.
I know, I was like, wouldn't that be a good thing where you're like, I suddenly find myself unchaperoned? And Margaret's like, I know.
The tingles.
Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, woo! I wonder where they are.
So we're going to shift from the English countryside to London. It is like late winter, early spring. It's time for Seraphina to report. And we're going to see the outside of your parents' modest London home in a modest neighborhood. And in everything about the house says perfectly, exactly respectable. And your father, the colonel, he's in his office, and your mother, Clara, is in your room helping you pack. And she says to you, as sweetheart, you don't need to pack to bring the diamonds. Fresh flowers are perfectly acceptable for young ladies at balls, especially for pilots. Besides, things can go missing in the barracks.
Mother, I know you worked so hard for us to even have a position in society. I must show up in full lady.
It's just, you know, you don't... Your father and I have worked very hard to ensure that a modest sum would be available to you. You could, upon our death, you know, there's nothing wrong with marrying a lawyer or that lovely man who owns the hotel.
Mother, I am a first-generation lady, and I will not let our family down. I will seek for the best of the best. I will not be a male like you.
There's a thing with mothers and daughters, where daughters, especially oldest daughters, know how to hurt their mothers in a way that no other human on planet Earth can do. And you found the cut. And she grips the side of your bed until her knuckles are white, and you see the tears welling up in her eyes. This is not sad, this is fury. And but because your mother is at all times perfectly respectable, she swallows that anger, turns around, and walks out, not even letting that door slam. It is perfectly respectable. So you're left alone in your room. Do you think you have a conversation with your parents again before you leave?
Seraphina knows what she was doing. She's been avoiding being a mech pilot for as long as she possibly could. She decided to do schooling first. She decided to have dalliances with women first. She decided to do anything she could possibly do to delay being a mech pilot. She's a pacifist. She finds the idea of war just incredibly distasteful. She's done everything to rebel against her mother's wishes. So she will say goodbye, as is respectable for a young lady. But it will be to the surface level of, I'll see you after.
I'll see you in 5 years. I'll see you at the wedding.
I'll see you when I see you.
Okay. Wow. So unlike many young women reporting to their pilot post whose parents come with them and see them off, your carriage arrives and you are alone. So it takes half a day by carriage to get from London to your new home, to barracks. And by this time, you've moved in. Officially out of your parents' house, a whole mile away. And I think as your carriage is pulling up, you see a servant walking a path from the main house holding a plate of cookies.
Yep.
And that's what you see as you step out of your carriage. Yeah. Oh, hello, miss. You're reporting then?
Yes, unfortunately.
All right this way. It's over here. I'm just bringing cookies for Miss Josephine. Cook does worry she doesn't get good eating over here.
Oh yeah, me and the cook are like, we're like this.
Cook is so worried at how skinny you are. She sends you food every day.
Yes. The servant, the butlers are getting good walks. Getting my steps in.
So he goes in, drops his cookies, and like, see ya, walks out. And so all four of you and Margaret, James is not here. He is with the army. The actual army is stationed a little further away. And so you all four are here together with Seraphina reporting.
You're here, finally! Oh, what fun we're going to have! And I run towards you, and you think I'm gonna, like, tackle you, but it's like a feather hug. Like a feather comes and hugs you. Like, and even though you can tell that I'm using, like, all of my strength. And I'm like, oh, we're going to have ever so much fun. I asked James to tell me all that he could about you on your report that wasn't classified, and we're just going to have a good time. My name's Josephine Belcher. This is my aunt, Vinny, or Lavinia, and we have Estelle, who's just so wonderful. Everyone's just so wonderful. We'd be ever so happy if you could just tell us about yourself. I need to sit down.
Well met.
Oh, and Margaret, I didn't have enough breath to talk about Margaret.
Yes, you're Clara's daughter. Yes, welcome. And she reaches to shake your hand, and it's that clockwork metal hand.
Cookies, anyone? Cookies?
Yeah.
Cookies?
Margaret,
Estelle is laughing, by the way.
Just more for me, then.
Yes, I didn't serve with your mother, but I know she was well liked by the Belchers. Lord and Lady Belcher speak highly of her. So you're most welcome. We've got you, as I said in my letter, we've got you on shields, so we'll get you in. It's we'll start to drills in the morning, and of course, we have this the dressage presentation. What that's worth. Yeah. So do you have any questions? Your room's up top of the stairs on the left.
I don't think that Seraphina would have any questions. She was raised by a ma'am. She knows the rundown. She's still there begrudgingly, and she'll just say, no, thank you, and then start to walk away, but I imagine that she'll be stopped by somebody.
I don't know why you're looking
Go.
Seraphina, we're so glad to have you joining our crew. You and my niece, it is both your first years.
I'm 15.
Though, I think with your mother's experience, you will be the senior of our new recruits.
I don't want to be treated any differently.
Don't worry, Margaret will see to that. I did want to comment. Your jewelry is quite striking.
I think it's important to look great at all times.
Well, just watch yourself, because things can get a little dirty and sweaty, and
That sounds so exciting.
yeah, we tend to not wear any finery in the mech. So, of course, out in the world, you do you.
Is that what all ladies wear outside?
I
I've never been outside for very long. We Constitution.
I do believe this is the current fashion. I love fashion. It's something that I try to look my best at all times, but of course, I've brought my battle leathers. I will not be wearing dresses or jewelry in the Mech. No one will see me in the Mech anyway. It doesn't matter.
Our eyes are always watching, Seraphina.
And we'll see you. We see you.
Oh, you see me.
Well,
now we all see each other because we all have eyes.
so let's go ahead and jump ahead. That's a good button. So let's jump ahead to the next day. And it is we're gonna get in the Mech and just kind of start practicing for dressage. That's the plan. So not doing drills with the army yet or anything like that, getting everybody comfortable. And so I'm going to have you guys come up with your dressage performance routine. And as we discussed off camera, but I forgot to bring up naturally in conversation earlier, is that there is at the end, in the summer, there is, of course, the great Pilots' Ball, where all of the pilots and their mechs perform mech dressage, which is horse ballet, and it's my favorite thing. And if for the Prince of Wales, and then there is the Pilots' Ball, the most exclusive social event of the season, the Pilots' Ball. So
is it okay to use weapons during the dressage or not?
I think so.
Okay.
Right? Like
fireworks.
Yeah. Like, could you, like, because you could imagine, like, you shoot up and then you cover yourself with the shield, so it, like, sparks.
Okay.
Right? So here are some dressage terms.
Wait, real quick, before we get to that.
Yeah.
Because I believe none of us went around and gave a physical description of our characters.
Oh, that's true.
So just to get everybody on, like, who we were seeing, can we just do that real quick?
Yeah, let's do that really fast.
Yeah, and then I was like, I didn't describe how I look, just that I'm 15 and
you're
frail.
Yeah, 15 and so skinny.
So skinny. That's what we know.
Yeah, just bone.
Just bone. So yeah, 15, very skinny and frail, has, like, striking, like, ice blue eyes and, like, classic, like, almost white blonde hair, usually done up in. Just imagine anything from the 2005 Pride and Prejudice movie. It's probably something like that is how she has it done up. So, and wearing the, Empire line dresses, and she does have, like, laced, fingerless, though, gloves that she wears. So.
Okay.
Vinny is dark, like, well, to use a word from earlier, raven black hair.
Okay.
Josephine's fairness comes from her mother's side. The Belchers are dark.
Yeah.
And because she has been at this for so long, Vinny tends to dress more as if she's always ready to be a pilot than to be a lady in society. Of course, she will dress up as needed for balls and whatnot, but just prefers to be in her, like, pilot gear. So normally she's in, like, a jumpsuit kind of aesthetic. Green eyes. She also is much more tan than is appropriate for any lady, because she's just kind of given up on the ladiness. So she's outside.
No parasols.
A lot more.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she is definitely more. She leans heavily into the position of mech captain or pilot, and what she can get away with.
Okay.
Her hair is long, but normally up.
Okay.
Not in a pretty fashion, in a practical fashion.
Okay.
Seraphina is about 5'6". She's got kind of a darker hair color, but given her early 20s, she has a stripe of gray that kind of goes through her hair. She has lived kind of a difficult life, so you can start to see her age showing, but she does everything in her power to cover that up. In whatever way, whether that's dressing as fashionable as possible, having jewels distract from it, whatever the makeup of the time would allow for. And she also has blue eyes and finds herself tending to stare down people in defiance, which she learned at a very early age when trying to defy her mother's wishes. So she's often very judgmental in her look.
Excellent.
Estelle is probably about 5'6", 5'7". She has no blemishes. Has never had acne in her life. Picturesque, just like jawline, very striking eyebrows, full. Her eyes, I would say, probably green as well, in the family of the Belchers. And her hair, probably about like an amber, dirty amber kind of look. And she usually has it in just a simple braid because it's also practical. She does have long hair, but yeah, usually in a braid. As far as her getup, similar to you, I'd rather be in my pilot uniform, probably. If more casual, I'll have it open, like the jumpsuit open with like a tank top underneath. There's always just a little bit of soot on her, maybe like on her neck or like on her hands or something. Yeah. I very much see like, what's her face from Fast and Furious?
I know who you're talking about. I can picture.
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like, that.
Okay.
Always a little bit
somewhere is going.
Sorry, I forgot my height. I'm gonna be tall.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be like 5'11".
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm tiny though.
Yeah. Shorter or taller than Simone Biles?
Maybe just like an inch taller than Simone Biles. But
so you're 4'9".
Yeah.
I will say also she's very toned.
Toned.
Yeah. So.
My character is also always in a braid because that's how she was raised, was to wear the pilot braid.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so you guys walk out. Oh, sorry, I was going to give dressage terms. Yes, okay, so 1, piaffe. Piaffe. Listen, it's French. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Probably not. That is the high knees trot, which is my favorite. I don't know the word for this because I didn't have a special word in dressage. But when you make the horse move sideways, that's a very important skill. Sideways or lateral moving. You can obviously pirouette, right? That's a choice. Pilet, so the little ballet squat. Arabesque, right? Which would be you're standing on one foot is out, your arm is out, like that. And then jeté, which is both a ballet and a dressage term, which is when you jump on one foot, and I want to see a mech do it. So those are some thoughts. If you guys, I know almost nothing about dance. And I looked those words up because I thought they were funny. So feel free to go nuts with what your dressage performance may be. Think about like how you can use your guns. But you guys go out to the mech. So Seraphina, this will be your first time seeing it. And you see a young man in a enlisted uniform, right? But it was so hot. His shirt's off. And tied around his waist. He has a little soot on his face. And he's like glistening with sweat, and he's like dabbing it off with like the oil rag because he was just tuning up the mech. And this is where our notes.
Where does it say hot man?
No, I have impossibly hot and inappropriate. How did I take him off? That makes... Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Sorry. This is Sergeant Stephen Collins.
Just like, don't take off the hot and possibly hot man.
Yeah, possibly hot man. He's 28. He's ruggedly handsome, an entirely unsuitable match. He's in charge of maintaining the mech. Collins. Stephen Collins, okay. Sergeant. He's so handsome. And handsome. Yeah. So he's like, oh, ladies, I didn't know you'd get here so early. I would have... And he is like slowly putting his shirt back on.
Yep.
Right. And tucking it in. I was just making sure she's ready to go for you all.
Oh, that was ever so kind of you to do. If you don't need to wear a shirt, though, maybe you should talk about that in the regiment.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Josephine. You shouldn't have seen me in that state of undress.
I don't understand why not. I mean, everyone has to bathe sometimes. Were you just sunbathing?
That's sure what I was doing there, Miss Josephine.
I would sunbathe or I would get burned, which is why I have my parasol out right now.
Hey, Vinny. Excuse me, ma'am. Miss Belcher. Miss Belcher, can you talk to your niece?
I'm right here.
No, can you talk to your niece about why sunbathing would be a bad idea?
Oh, I know why. It's because my skin is so fair. I don't understand why you're having this conversation when I'm right here.
Sergeant.
Miss Belcher, I'm gonna go.
You do that.
Ooh, he's getting everyone. Just an innocent angle over here. Now it's like, hey, Daddy. Not going how he expected.
No.
He's gonna try Estelle next.
No, he's beet red and is like, I hope I don't get in trouble. I hope I don't get in trouble. I hope I don't get in trouble, and runs away.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Oh,
Ma'am.
He seemed in such an awful hurry. That was odd.
He was probably in a hurry to take a bath.
A bath with water. I get it.
This is the best thing ever. I have never seen Sergeant Stephen Collins act that way. Good job. Good job.
What did I do?
Oh, just the best thing.
Okay.
You keep that curiosity. You keep that conversation going.
Well, he ran away. I can't.
I mean, in general.
Oh, okay.
I love that you want to get to know people. Keep doing that.
I do. I've been inside the house for so long.
He wasn't a general, only a sergeant.
You can just keep telling him to take a bath. Okay. Everyone would appreciate it.
Okay. Oh, does he smell?
Oh, God.
Does he not have enough potpourri on him?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and that Margaret chimes in. It's like, Josephine, the enlisted camp, not a lot of potpourri down there. All right, let's get Serafina. Let's get you two familiarized. And you walk up, you see the mech. It's gorgeous, right? It's a big, it looks like brass, mostly. You can tell where that hole has been repaired. Mm-hmm. It's not the exact same metal, mm-hmm. right? And so there's a panel in the center that's a little different color. It stands, this isn't like a Godzilla-sized thing, right? But it stands, it's as tall as a house, right? And I think there's kind of 4 compartments. It's mostly torso, right? It kind of looks like it's just a torso with arms and legs. But there's room for all 4 of you kind of inside that torso.
Very Power Rangers.
Very Power Rangers, yeah. And so it's kind of in a diamond shape. And so there's sort of the top, the 2 sides, and then the center, the bottom center. And she goes, all right, Serafina, if you like, that one on the right, that's your compartment. It's where you got the shields. Controls are pretty simple. You are controlling that arm independently, and then she there's a little ladder and climbs up it and shows you there's a big, kind of like a a wheel, but it like tilts, right? So like if you've ever flown a plane or something like that, where it tilts up and down. It doesn't really twist much like this, but so you can pull it up and down. And there's a big crystal button thing in the center that is, and she's like, everybody stand back, and she hits it, and this momentary burst of like light glitters, and it's like boom, and it kind of looks like a diamond. It sort of looks like it's all encased in a diamond for just a moment. She's like, dressage, you can use it to kind of show off, but it'll be more important when we get into drills. So for today, just get comfortable with the controls, get comfortable in the seat, whatever have you. Josephine, you know where to go. That's yours. And
she's just staring at it a little. Josephine. Oh, so sorry. I was just excited to finally be here. Let me close my parasol. Yes. Yes.
Were you staring into the unknown eternity again?
Maybe a little.
All right, try to not.
But it's so fascinating.
Well, yeah, but that's how you, lose your mind.
Oh, my mind's right here. Can't lose it with me. Know where it's at. It's time.
Okay. So I think if you guys get in your compartments, what is it? We're gonna come back to you. Your little piloting seat. Has Estelle done anything to customize that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
she made it her home.
Well, yeah,
it's
okay.
immaculate.
Okay,
right? And she has somewhere in the compartment, like a cabinet or something, she has leather armor.
Okay,
right? That she does every day. She'll on her seat, and then her joysticks or whatever. I know they're not leather.
Yeah,
but,
wrapped in leather.
Yeah. So, and then also she has special glasses that she uses.
Okay.
So that's seated or it's hanging over here.
Okay.
And I would say also maybe a guide of calculations or something in the corner.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think you have in terms of targeting? So for what is that? Is it just a window? Do you have a targeting system?
I would say a system.
A system? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But she knows how to do it old school too.
Okay. So yeah, you do all have the ability to look out, right? So you can see in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it windows, or is it like projected view screen type of? Does that make sense? Is it an actual window? It's you can really only see what's exactly in front of you. Or is it oh, there's a camera somewhere transmitting this to you?
It's so they have both. Okay. You don't.
Yours
is windowless. Yeah. A windowless hole.
Yeah. What is your role in it? Do you know?
Yeah. I'm the engine for the Eldritch Horde.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It's called. They call it engineer. Yeah. They call her the engineer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I'm managing the Eldritch power source that powers the whole.
Oh, yeah.
Does a lot of things make more sense?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Do we all acknowledge that though? Because it seems.
Yeah. So
strange stuff happens.
Yeah.
Engineers.
Strange things can happen to engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Josephine is still unique.
Okay.
Right? Other engineers. I think Margaret she was the engineer on her mech before she lost her arm. And Josephine has a connection to the mech because of that incident as a child. That is not normal.
Okay.
Right? So someone who you actually know, the mech that's run by in the neighboring county, the woman who's the engineer for there, she is the oldest woman any of you have ever met.
Is she 45?
No, she is solidly 87.
Oh, okay, dang, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's 87. Her name is Edwina. And she is white hair sticks straight out, right? She's been the engineer since she was 15.
Oh.
Right? And she is the only person any of you have ever known that has even remotely close to the same connection to the mech that Josephine does.
Would I have ever? I mean, I've stayed in the house most of the time. Would I have ever met her though?
You
she's just like a story legend
conversation.
You know of her.
Okay.
You probably you might have met her. So this would also be at 15. You would only maybe last year have been allowed to stay up for parties, right?
It's 10 o'clock. I'm not in bed.
Yeah. Listen, you moved into the barracks from your nursery,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Practically.
Yes.
And so you've probably met her, but I doubt you've ever had a one-on-one conversation with her. And so engineers tend to be either the shortest or the longest time as pilots, right? It's a get in, get out, or this is your life. Yeah. Okay.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Does our mech have a name? Like a ship has a name?
Ooh, do you think it should? What do you call it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I think it should. I
Okay.
think it should too.
Yeah. Actually, here's a question for the table. So ships typically are female names.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a mech has a female name, or do you think you guys call it Roger?
That's appropriate for the time.
I love the idea that it has a female name,
Okay.
but I also think that they're cutesy names.
Okay.
Like Mecky Becky or something like
Okay, so this might be Bunny or Snowdrop or
And when would it have been named? That's the how long has it been in commission? And maybe did Clara name it?
Clara could have named it. We can
Or is it the name of the Eldritch?
Well, the Eldritch being is unknowable and unnamed.
I feel like Josephine, even if it has a proper name, she will always refer to it as Dark Friend. Because for her, the Eldritch is the soul of the mech, and so that's it's you're rude to call it anything else.
You might view it. There's the Eldritch entity, and then there's the mech, and these are not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we know that it's copper.
Yeah.
So something like Penny or
I love
that.
Penny.
Yeah. Like Penny.
Penny? Okay, so our mech is Penny.
Yay.
Hooray.
Penny the mech.
Penny the mech. Okay. So you are kind of in that captain's seat, right? And so your job, you control how the mech moves. You're driving. And so I think you do have a view screen, but I think you also have a little bubble top, right? So you can see 360 degrees out a window. Both of you have a little window. And
I should
then
be able to see.
But then you also have targeting
Okay,
system,
so it's different.
right?
Okay.
So it's focusing.
You
like
wouldn't
a radar.
normally fire by visuals alone. You'd normally rely on some of your, let's go with Eldritch sonar, right? Or radar.
Okay. Until the Eldritch Horus is use the Force instead.
Is there a drop down, almost in some ships that drop down if I have to go behind and
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of it then.
Yeah. Amazing. Oh yeah, you love doing. Ooh, I think you rigged yourself up a headset so you can always be on the turret.
Totally.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got a headset.
Yeah.
You and Sergeant Collins worked that up together, and you can't wait to make fun of him for that, I think, for today's interaction. He can't help it. He has so many abs. Oh my gosh.
One for each day of the week.
Yeah.
That's only 7.
Can you have 7 abs?
The bottom one is just
it's
one
a singular
the day to rest.
Yeah. And your space has been cleaned out. And so it's very kind of Spartan. But you have a seat, you have a small window, but a big screen that kind of gives you a sense of the field. And it has the same type of radar system, so that generally where objects are. It's less precise than hers, but you also have kind of a like a heat sensor, right? That Estelle doesn't have. So like, oh, I see. I can tell the difference between a mech existing and when it fired a weapon. I can tell the difference between a cannon and when they lit the fuse, right? So you've kind of got that heat system. And otherwise a chair and a big crystal button to pop on a shield.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yes. Okay, and then you have full 360 visual. You also have your and you've got I think you have so many controls, right? You go like this and right? You have so many buttons.
Yes.
So many buttons.
So many buttons. You've got to like change the hydraulics out of this leg to go here and doing this and reroute power. What is your, and there's anything you can add to that, right? So kind of what does your space feel like?
Yeah. So the chair, I've got like a fur on it. So a little cozy seat. And there's this like, it's almost like a little shrine that I have that is just to the left of the main piloting control. So I just kind of always have it in my periphery. And there is a wood carving of a bear that my dad made me when I was 5. There is around the bear's neck is a chain that was from my mom, and on it is a tiny ring. Next to that tiny ring is a piece of clockwork that fell off of Margaret's arm, and she never realized I picked it up.
I will admit, at first when you said, I have a shrine, I was like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Are we going like full Helga from Hey Arnold?
Like, Arnold, my love.
It's just little talismans to help me on the journey. Center me.
Yeah. And then we come to your compartment. To everyone else, it looks like you step into empty black space that has like just a sense of like if rubies glowed, right? A little bit of that around, right? And a 5-point harness, right? And that's what your space is. What do you see and experience when you step in to this? Because this is the first time you're stepping into the machine.
So I think it when I like at first I also just see like nothing but like blackness, and then it vision blink out, and I'm in the middle of a forest, and but it's nighttime, so it's still dark, but it's nighttime, but you can see the stars, like it's lit up. As like you can see like the Milky Way. See the Milky Way. Maybe even also just to, because it's Eldritch Horror, maybe a little Aurora Borealis going through as well. And then I'm surrounded by like crows just like hopping around. So that's where I go when I step in there.
And I think like you're surrounded by crows, and there's that those crows surround you.
I think they cover me.
Did you cover it, like land on you? And you're just sort of wearing...
I'm like a weighted crow, a live crow blanket. Or it even morphs into like feathers. Like a little bit like Howl's Moving Castle when he's like transforming from a crow to a human type of thing. So.
And just, so there's, you can feel the weight of the birds, but to anybody looking at you, it would just, so there's no one here to see you, but it's the weight of those black feathers. Absolutely amazing. Let's do some mech ballet.
Mech ballet.
So what I want to do now is the performance will be later, but I want us to kind of figure out what our moves for the performance are going to be, and then when you actually do the performance for the Prince of Wales, right, we'll do the rolls to see how well you do each move. So what we're going to do now is you're in your mech. How do you want to make it dance?
Are you writing down a routine?
I'm writing down your routine.
So me and you have obviously done this before.
Yeah.
So we're like, again.
And then we're all like communicate with like a headset of some type or something like that. Like so we can talk within the mech.
Yeah, you have internal radios, internal comms of some sort.
Is this like the Olympics where there's expected skills that we have to do? Like
yeah,
but just like that.
Oh, that's a penalty. They stepped outside the ring.
Yeah.
They would expect certain elements to appear.
We would expect
every performance.
High knees.
Yeah.
We would expect side shuffle.
Okay.
Expect high knees, expect side shuffle, and expect at least one jump.
Okay.
So my compartment only controls the right arm and the shield button?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to control something else?
Well, no, I was just curious because I need to know what my...
Yeah. I kind of... So, like, in dressage, you two have very boring jobs. Mm-hmm. In battle, very dynamic jobs. Because you can't...
And I assume the shield only has so much power. So I cannot just hold down the shield button, right?
And you also...
I have to use it at
and you can't
times.
shoot through the shield. Right? So
you'd be blocking a stell.
You would be blocking, yeah.
Right.
So like, I got
yeah, so...
stuff.
So yeah, you guys working in tandem is important. So yeah, you can't just have the shield up all the time. It's very much for, like, block incoming right as it hits when she's not trying to fire. Or else if you hit the shield while she fires, it would ricochet back. So that's, like, the challenge of your job. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
So my question is...
Yeah.
Does Josephine, like... What is Josephine doing besides just communing?
It's the power source for
right. Yeah.
But
so
like,
if we need more power, Scotty,
I believe she's crow-meaning.
There's that. So she's also like if you receive damage, the Eldritch entity has some ability to repair itself, right? Or like, oh, we got shot here, we need to redirect away from that. Right, kind of redirect power away from it. She would also be like keeping comms up. All of these systems only exist inside of mechs, right? Like radar and whatever have you. And so, while visually that might look like keeping some crows happy, right? In the physical, feeding the birds in physical world, that's like. Maintaining internal systems, making sure we have power, and things like that.
Got it.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have, like, number and good-lookingness of crows is related to...
I would see it also could, like, reflect on my body in that world. Ooh, so, like that. You can just, like, do it that way as well.
Okay.
And still, like, crows could... Like, the crows could be the first defense of, like, the shield or whatever, and then we start getting to, like, I'm seeing bone in here! We're doing bad! You know, or whatever, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would love for a Beyonce singles ladies movement. So that would be right and left arm need to go.
I would love a grapevine.
That's some sideways lateral movement.
There we go.
But unique. It's not just...
Okay, what is a grapevine?
A grapevine. Yeah. It's so you're going.
Yeah. Okay.
With the legs. I would get up and show you.
Crew is trying to
join us.
I cannot.
Thank you, crew.
In my limited film space.
Yeah. So we've got da 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 da. By the way, somewhere on the internet, there's a video of me doing that dance during a play I did in college. So that's a fun challenge. If anybody wants to try to find that, I can't find it anymore. But it's somewhere. Beyonce single ladies.
And then
grapevine.
I mean, selfishly, I want some fireworks to happen. At the end.
Yeah. Okay, we end on fireworks. And I like, because I think you've got to, like, shoot up twice, and then you've got to throw the shield to get fireworks to bounce off.
But then, when does she have to shoot because they don't immediately travel back down. So is there some time? Is like a 5-minute delay?
So it can be shots, maybe an arabesque,
and
then shield.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So shots, arabesque. Shots, and then shield.
There's also a mixtape that's happening in the background with
Yeah.
single ladies, shots.
Yeah.
But a Regency
the
era.
It's played by a string
It's
quartet.
Vitamin String Quartet. Is their name.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
I want to actually go back to the beginning because I think we're going to enter.
Yeah.
So we'll need to we can't start off with single ladies, right? Like, so we'll enter with some hiney trotting.
Yes.
And
intertrot.
The piaf.
And waving.
Princess wave.
Princess wave.
Oh, can you please blow a kiss to the prince?
Yes.
Princess wave, blow a kiss to the prince.
Blow a kiss to the prince, and then we can get into
to Beyonce.
You also curtsy?
I was going to say maybe a plie curtsy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep. So we do the trot. I've got to start my list
Sorry.
over. No, you're good.
The list is fluid. I was like, wait, that's been at the beginning.
Trot.
Entrance
trot.
Whilst
Princess wave.
Princess wave.
Then
plie bow.
Oh, plie bow.
Yeah.
Then blow kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we hit our mark.
Yeah.
Plie bow.
Hit our mark.
Then kiss.
Mark.
And
Plie bow.
And then
blow kiss,
ladies.
and then single ladies.
Blow a kiss.
Blow a kiss, but JK.
Single ladies.
Yeah. I love just thinking of this big mech just being like, and then the music starts, it's like,
into grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need one more big move and then to fireworks.
We gotta jump.
You haven't hit a jump. What do you got? Oh, what are you thinking?
Oh.
Thinking of a breakdance move.
I was gonna say a can opener.
Oh,
which is a breakdance move.
Okay.
Where you have one knee in a kneeled position with another leg out like this, going like this.
Yes. So you're going.
Can
like
the mech
this.
do that?
Of course.
Of course it can.
Okay.
If you're a good enough pilot.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay.
We are.
To a can opener, and then to our finale of
yes. So
fireworks.
from there we need to jump into
we gotta jump.
Oh, jump.
into something, right?
So yeah, can opener.
I would say can opener, since that's on the ground, can opener into like maybe like a handstand, which then is a roll into a jump.
Yes.
Handstand roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Handstand roll
Martial
into
arts
a
training.
jump.
Yeah.
And the jump should be like a
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get the arms out.
yeah, to get the arms out.
What should I call this? Arms. I'm just gonna say
Open blossom.
open
Ooh.
blossom.
And then is that when we would
Then
start
we would
doing the shots?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
as the
Open
boom,
blossom.
boom,
Shoot.
Ooh, boom,
And
boom,
then
boom.
yes. So we're shooting as we're open blossom, and then arabesque, and then shield, and the shield will bounce a secondary
Sparkle.
yes, sparkle, and then a final plie bow.
Yeah, we got a
Amazing.
curtsy at the end.
And then plie bow. I would like.
we gotta try. And then we trot out.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah.
Well, or is it one of those things where you wait for your score and then
I think you wait for your
Yeah.
score.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You know, the plea there, that's like salute the judges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Simone didn't deserve that 0.3 deduction. Thank you. Yeah. Have I been watching the Olympics? Okay, amazing. Here's what I would like. I would like each of you to roll your d10. And what we're going to see here is how well practice went today.
Okay.
Love it.
I got a 7.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. 8. 9.
4.
Okay,
Got
so
the gun.
the 7, 8, and 9, those are all successes, and the 4 is a failure.
Yeah.
She's
So,
trying, guys.
one, we do get to do that, but we're going to put 4 marks on the board.
Oh.
Because those were successes, but
success
not a full
marks?
success.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so, 1, 2. We're getting an eternity reactor hemorrhage. Because, I need a different color. I'm going to steal this.
Josephine's.
Because for Josephine's failure, we're
Yes.
doing that one. So we have weapons jam, navigation systems damage, sister injured, surrounded by enemy forces, and disarm. I can just do ones down the line, unless there's something we specifically don't want to put something on.
I think maybe Disarmed would go to my minor fail as a 7.
Okay, I like that.
Sister, is that one of us?
One of you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this isn't. We haven't caused these things to happen yet. Right. This is just when
it's like building up.
It's just building up.
I like the idea of the navigation systems going down.
Okay.
That's when you gotta go old school.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't need a system.
I don't need this.
Yeah, I'll do one on weapons jam because I feel like we probably have some also old school creative ideas that we've gotten through some bad times before.
Yeah. So overall, this goes incredibly well, right? You're like, oh, we're getting this figured out. You're definitely like in the saddle. It's like, I know how shields work. Look at me blow a kiss.
I am a lady.
Yeah. I think there might even be a little bit of like, you shouldn't be this good day one. Like, I know you don't really want to be here, but you're really good at it.
I'm watching it my
your whole life. And then I think for you guys, again, this is your routine.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's a little hungover. Who knows? But, you did great. It was fine. And I just want to hear Josephine.
What's going on with the crows?
What's going on with your friends?
I think being overwhelmed, actually sitting in it, because it's been a thing where I haven't gotten close to it since I was 5.
Yeah.
I think especially people like my mom kept me away from it.
Yeah.
And she saw that connection and was very fearful of it. So even though I would find myself either wandering around the barracks or close during parties, she would always make sure I was never alone with the mech. So it's just me and my dark friends inside the mech. And I think I tune out maybe on some of the communications where they're like, more power for the jump, Josephine. And I'm like, yes, we're finally together. I know, it's been so long. This is so fun.
This is so distracting.
I love this forest. It's so beautiful. Is this your home?
Josephine!
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so we got our dressage thing figured out. But now you ladies need to go get dressed because the Belchers are hosting a concert tonight and there's going to be some eligible folks present. And so we're also going to take a minute. We're going to pause. We're going to call this episode 1. Yay. And we'll come back. We're going to come back to a social, going to a party. Everybody's going to a party.
Yay.
Party.